Have you reflected with a bit of time on Wednesday's result?
Uh, yes, of course, we have both individually and collectively within the staff mostly.
You've alluded to the fact that there are obviously going to be some significant changes over the summer to the squad. You've mentioned a couple of times as well the kind of issue with the part-time players and being a professional full-time squad. Do you think that might mean we see a bit of a changing of the guard in terms of the leadership in the squad next season?
No, I would not say it, but I would say that we need to help maybe more in terms of like Kelly is the club captain and we need somebody who can help her when she's not around.
Mm-hmm. Have you got ideas about how that works in terms of other players stepping up?
I mean, it also like it comes to me. Obviously, I chose Nats as the vice captain as well, which means then it's 2 vice captains that are part time. So, and then we had a leadership group, but I think it's just maybe help them to understand the roles better in the leadership group and the captains that we have. But yeah, obviously we've been talking about it like that. We need maybe a few more leaders who can help the team in terms of pushing standards every day and making sure that everybody's happy every day.
Do you see that as a role that works kind of on the training pitch or during games, but also kind of in making sure that, especially if there's a turnover of players, that new players coming in, they're able to settle well?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's also like making sure that the like whatever the locker room wants, like to highlight something, they can come straight away instead of like go to Kelly and then we need to wait and then we can have more what is it called direct communication.
Yes, communication is
Yes.
key. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just on that, the turnover of players in the squad, it feels like that might be significant this summer. Can you say a bit more about that and preparing for that change of fortunes next season in terms of personnel?
I think obviously like we already know that some players are leaving in terms of taking on other adventures, contract going out, and I think like right now it's not really like 100% confirmed, but we already know about some of the players, and I think we can address it soon enough, so make it more official.
Yeah, and you're just carrying on with recruitment behind the scenes, you and David.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game. What's your message to fans before the Motherwell game? Obviously, it's kind of a difficult end to the season. It's a big game in that it's at Celtic Park and it's the last game of the season. But in some ways, maybe they might need encouragement to kind of come along and be there right till the end.
Yeah, I think like looking at my messages is mostly like we want to make sure that we want to make sure that everybody knows that we're not happy. Like we are. I think there's been a big frustration, a big disappointment, and there's a big frustration in terms of that we want to show and we want to make sure that we show something to the fans, especially the ones that comes every weekend, where that has been everywhere where we've been this season. And I think playing at Celtic Park, it is maybe just like a final day of showing that we really want to give back because we've not made it so good the last weeks, and we want to make sure that we end the season high, so we can take this feeling away with us before going on holidays.
Yeah, you say obviously you want to end on a high and with a win and the 3 points. What do you expect Motherwell to present in terms of a challenge for that on Sunday?
I mean, they've got they got a pretty much good result against Glasgow City last time, but what I'm expecting is hard defending over 90 minutes and trying to hurt us on transitions, and that's what I'm expecting. And then I really hope that the girls enjoy the game at Celtic Park and play the football they can.
Do you notice a difference when they're playing on a bigger pitch and in a bigger venue like Celtic Park in terms of mindset?
I don't know if it's changing the mindset, but obviously playing at Paradise is always something that the girls appreciate. We've had very good moments at Celtic Park in terms of looking at last season, looking at the Flag Day, looking at the Chelsea game, looking at the Hearts game when we won 5-0, I think. So I think ending here is going to be a ending on a high. I think the players obviously are really good in possession and they can find the spaces who's bigger on the bigger pitches, but I don't think yeah, I just think that it's gonna be trying to have and enjoy the day together.
Just in terms of squad availability, we saw Morgan Cross come off with a injury on Wednesday. How's she doing? Is there any news on that? Is she available for Sunday? Or
Yeah, I think if we look at the squad, we'll see if we're gonna miss some players on Sunday. We also obviously had Emma coming off as well, Murphy as well. So there's been a long injury list lately, and I think it's not gonna get smaller for this game.
The other thing, just in terms of sort of looking forward as well, we saw Chloe Craig running around the pitch on Wednesday night, looking like, how much more integrated is she back into training, and will she be able to train over the summer, and looking at next season for her return?
Yeah, I think obviously her, like Craigie and Katie, has a good plan of what she needs to do in the summer. Obviously, it looks really good when she starts running now. Hopefully, she can get back with the ball a little bit when we come back in July. But obviously, the most important thing is that every time we increase, and we're safe with her, and she feels okay. But yeah, I hope to see her more with the ball in July, August. Maybe we'll see how it goes.
Claire Goldie as well, because obviously looking forward to seeing her come back.
Yeah, Claire Goldie obviously had a stress fracture that has been taking time. And the most important thing as well is that she increases with like being calm and making sure that we don't like rush it too much. And hopefully we can see them both on the pitch, because I think Craigie has been missed the whole season. And then Goldie started the pre-season and the season really well. So we've had some injuries this season that has not helped us, but hope to see them on the pitch for the next season.
Will you be keeping an eye on the title decider at Ibrox on Sunday?
Obviously, it's. I think for me, it's obviously try to enjoy here at Celtic Park, and then eventually I will know who won and who didn't.
Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Hello. My first question is about Lisa Rogers. Do we think, or any news on whether she'll be playing again this weekend?
Oh, that's something that we need to see on Sunday. Nothing is decided yet.
Of course. And the decision to play her against Motherwell, was that maybe an indication of what the goalkeeping situation could look like next season?
I think obviously, like I said, Chloe Logan, she is injured. Lisa has been training good. I think obviously, like looking at the game, you can see the qualities that she has and what she can bring to the team. And obviously Kelsey, if you look at her quality as well, it's two really good goalkeepers that we have. And I think for Sunday, I think you'll see who's going to start. I'm not going to tell you yet.
No, I thought I would try anyway. And Dawson as well. What's it been like to have her around the camp? Obviously a relatively new face. How is she getting on in training?
She's a great girl. She comes along really well with the players in the team. And I think many players have been taking good care of her when she's been up. She's a great player in terms of she's left-footed. She's really good in possession, and she's developing her how to say, like her physicality in terms of being stronger in duels and stuff. So I think she's a player with a good mentality, and she pushes every training to be the best she can be. And that's something obviously that I want to make sure that she gets an award for. And it was nice to see her getting the debut against Hibs, and maybe we'll see her play a little bit more on Sunday.
On to Motherwell. It was, I don't think they've taken a point off anyone in the top six. Are you worried that it would be damaging not to get a win against them building into next season? Is that maybe a sour note to end the campaign on?
Yeah, I think I'm not worried in terms of that. I think what I really want to see is a great day for everybody involved. Team playing for the team and making sure that we get a good performance and a good the finish for the season, and then obviously that those feelings and that experience will bring to the next season as well, and we can build on that.
And you mentioned at the start of this that you had a conversation with the staff about the kind of performance against Hibs rather than with the players. Why is that specifically? What is it that you were all talking about?
No, I think obviously like we've talked about it after the game with the players as well, but we talk obviously more details and everything with the staff, and we always go into our own self in terms of like what could have we done different to prepare the team better, or everything is about how we made the decisions. It has nothing to do really with like not talking to the players. It's more about that we talk a lot and we always try to look at ourselves first and see what we could have done better. And then obviously we had a chat with the girls after the game, so there's nothing into that.
And the final question for me was the players leaving and kind of contracts expiring. Do you feel that that's had an impact on team performances in recent weeks?
I don't know. It might. I can't answer that question. I think obviously the focus still has been here because they've been training well and they've been putting an effort in and they've been trying to help the team as much as possible. But obviously we have a lot of players that are out of contract, and I think hopefully, and this is what we talked about, like finish high together because this is the last time the squad looks like this, and I know that there's a great group in the players, so I think that's what you're gonna see on Sunday.